So is a trust better than a will in Arizona? um, it depends on what you want to set up your estate to do. Arizona has a very aggressive probate system. And what I mean by that is the system itself, okay, the courthouse, the court appointed attorneys, the guardians ad litem, all of the professionals that run the probate system in Arizona, they are aggressive and they don't want to let things go without having some court oversight and protection. And, this is one of the stories that first motivated me to be pretty aggressive in my defense against those people. To defend my clients was an elderly guy, single, was kind of estranged from his family, but was just living his happy retirement life in Mesa. Lived a pretty simple life in a manufactured home, but it was in a golf community. He literally went golfing every day, went down to the club for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner. He was just happy, like kind of living the dream, right? The dream retirement. Wasn't wealthy, didn't have millions of dollars, was really just trying to live his own private life out in the comfort of his own home. Well, in Arizona, banks are mandatory reporters. And you might think you've heard something like that before. And that's the same kind of words used in schools, elementary schools and preschools for teachers. If a kid comes to school and a teacher sees a bruise or, some other type of physical looking injury, the teacher is required to report that to Child Protective Services. They're mandatory reporters. Banks are the same thing when it comes to elder abuse. So if a bank sees a transaction and they think, oh, that's unusual, the customer doesn't normally do that, they have to report it. Guess to who? Guess where it gets reported to? The probate system. So anyway, this guy, he's getting on in his years and he's like, I'm never going to spend the little bit of money I have. He's got a pension. He's got like no bills and he's got a few $100,000 in savings. This one awesome gal becomes his friend and has just been super helpful over the course of many, many years. And he's like, I want to help you. Here's some money to buy a new car for your family. And he's just doing what he wants to do. Ding, triggers the mandatory reporting in the bank. The bank reports it to the probate system. The probate system in secret goes and gets court orders to freeze all of his assets. Finally, when he finds out, he contests this whole thing in court. The judge basically says, on an emergency basis, I'm going to freeze your assets. You can prove your case when it comes to trial, and schedules this thing out over a 6 and 9 month process for him to prove his case. During that time period, the probate system is in charge of his money. The probate system is sending people to observe him and supervise him in his own house. It just gets hideous. And his life basically is destroyed. The poor guy 9 months later dies before this all gets resolved. His money is still in control of the probate system at that time. The court finally releases everything after they charge about $100,000 in fees to protect him. And then the beneficiaries get the rest. It was insane. This guy is what motivated me to really aggressively defend my clients. So is a trust better than a will in Arizona? I think it's way better. A will doesn't do anything to protect you while you're alive. It basically just says, here's my stuff after I'm dead. Has to go through that probate system. Whereas a trust, you can make it private, you can lock it down, and you can say, nope, this is who gets my stuff. While I'm alive, nobody's allowed to touch it. Here's the rules that I set in place. So far, our clients have had 100% of their plans go through as expected. None of them have gotten dragged into that probate system. You gotta consider doing a trust in Arizona. It's just the better way to protect yourself and your family.